promise.
Noah Jarvis, True North. I'm here in Toronto where Pierre Poilievre just held his kickoff rally for the 2025 election campaign. Poilievre hammered on issues like affordability, promising to get rid of the industrial carbon tax, and also promising a big middle-class tax cut.
Trump's tariffs and Carney's carbon tax will send hundreds of thousands of Canadian jobs moving south of the border. There will be a large sucking sound of Canadian jobs leaving the country if the Carney carbon tax on steel, on fertilizer, on aluminum, on basically every industrial product that we rely on for our modern civilization faces this new tax. I will get rid of the carbon tax on consumers. I will axe the entire carbon tax law for everyone, for everything, for good, for real, for a change.
Pierre Poilievre also hammered on issues like crime, promising quote-unquote jail, not bail, for repeat offenders. Poilievre also talked about why he believes Prime Minister Mark Carney and the Liberals do not deserve a fourth term in office. The crowd was electric. I was told that around 2,500 people were in attendance. However, after I was given this estimate, hundreds more people filed into the room. You can guess that about 3,000 people were here today, all energetic, cheering very loudly, with chants of axe attacks and bring it home.
Bring it home! Bring it home!
It seems as if Pierre Poilievre's campaign has started off on an energetic and loud note.
Look at this. Amazing. My friends, I love you too.
Will Pierre Poilievre be able to maintain the momentum and overtake the Liberals in the polls? Or will Mark Carney be able to withstand the pressure that the Conservatives are applying and win a fourth consecutive term? So what are your thoughts on the rally that you came out to?
Fantastic. Pierre said a lot of really good things. We need to bring our country back. He's the only one who's standing up to a lot of things going on right now. He's saying a lot of things that kind of are turning people and saying, these are problems in Canada, but not just about the problems, it's also about the solutions.
Yeah.
How are we going to get there? And now we're starting to come out with a lot of good solutions to bring back our country, to make sure that it's a safe place, where you can unlock your door a little while, not worry about getting dragged out of your car. We want to protect, licensed firearm owners, which is a big thing for me. We want to make our streets safe again, and they're not safe right now. So I stand fully beside Pierre and the message.
We'll talk about that. You're a firearms owner, I presume?
Yes, I am.
So could you tell me how the Liberal government's gun grab has affected you personally?
Personally, well, funny enough, they spent billions of dollars on this gun grab, and they haven't collected one firearm from a citizen. This is something where, you can't have rampant crime happening in the streets while completely disarming licensed and vetted citizens. It's not right. You can't do that. So at the end of the day, like Pierre says, the Liberals are more after taking Grandpa Joe's hunting rifle. They want to protect turkeys from Canadians while unleashing criminals, and you just can't have that.
And what are your thoughts on Mark Carney?
Mark Carney is he's the epitome of globalist. Everyone says, he's this banker. I know tons of people in the banking industry. I can't just take one and say, okay, he's going to be the next prime minister, and goes, oh, he's a banker. That doesn't work. It doesn't work that way, right? So Mark Carney, if you want to look at where he's going to take Canada, just look to the UK. It's brutal what's going out there. The average person in the UK is $30,000 worse off than before Carney got in. Their economy is decimated, their streets are decimated, rampant with crime. You have these no-go zones in the UK. It's become a surveillance state. It's in major trouble. That's exactly where Carney is going to bring Canada if he's in, but we got to get him out.
Any closing thoughts or message you want to say to our viewers?
Save Canada. That's it. Cut down the size of our government, save our country, make it a good place to raise your family, make it so young people have hope again, and that they know they can afford a house one day, and they could take care of a family, have children, and they're going to have a career where that pays, not where the government's going to take 30, 50 cents on every dollar that they work for. We need to strengthen our country and our economy. That's all.
What are your thoughts on the rally that you attended today?
Well, it's pretty overfull crowd, pretty high intensity, very emotional. A lot of people.
So, what made you a Pierre Poilievre conservative supporter?
I'm a swing voter. I just want to see what he's saying, and I'm just tired of 10 years of Liberals. I'm not a huge conservative, like I'm not a huge fan, but I just 10 years, and I like swing. I like democracy. I like changes in government. That's all.
And how about you?
Just can't stand Trudeau.
So, what are some of the policies that Pierre talked about that you guys really were fond of?
Okay, so basically, getting rid of the carbon tax, which is, it's a good thing. Basically, housing, bringing more housing, crime and the catch and release, their crime policies. Like there's just no criminal, high car thefts, crime, inflation, printing so much money. Like I'm in banking. I know when you print money a lot, you get inflation. So as a senior, I don't like the inflation. In fact, the kids can't get jobs. Really ticks me off. So what else would add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess one of the biggest things for me is just the gun ban that they're trying to impose is just a pure fear-mongering idea. There's no issue with legal gun ownership in Canada, and yet I don't own a gun. I never can own a gun. But they spent so much money on and haven't even confiscated a single gun.
Yeah,
it's insane.
So wasteful government spending, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're a banker. What are your thoughts on Mark Carney?
Well, I'm retired. Oh, he's a banker, but I think he's a rich elitist guy. He's filthy rich. I'd like to know his assets, how rich he is. I'm looking for a guy who's more middle class to run the country, to know what the challenges are of housing and inflation. I don't want another guy with a silver spoon. Yeah. And that was Trudeau. He had a silver spoon, and Carney's got a bigger silver spoon. So I'd like to see someone who's, more middle class. Right? So he
understands the plight.
Understands the challenges of the common person, and I don't think he does.
Especially since he hasn't lived in Canada for the past 10 years.
No, he hasn't even been here for 10 years. It's like I said, I'll give Poilievre a chance. If he does screw up, I'm not a diehard conservative, but I'm willing to give somebody a chance. That's all.